say your prayers at night, go to sleep, wake up, drink some water, go to the bathroom, take a shower, maybe do a little meditation and yoga if you're spiritual, eat, go to work, make money, go to the gym, try to get gains. It can get like this, but you're working at it. Go home, eat again, go to the bathroom, watch TV, watch a movie, say some prayers, go back to sleep, wake up, go to the bathroom. I don't know how old I was. I was 20 something maybe. And I was like, this feels like Groundhog Day, man. Like you go to sleep and you wake up and you do a bunch of stuff that you imagine to be important, but really it's like silly after a while. And then you go back to sleep and then you wake up and you do it again. I'm like, this is weird, man. I told my friend, I was with the girl, friend, not girlfriend, friend girl. And she met me in India. She was pretty cool. I don't know where she's at. I tried to send her a message, but I've known her like over 30 years. But she met me in India, and I told her that, and she's like, yeah, it's a little redundant, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, what's the solution? And then you have goals, you know? It's like, I like the MMA example where the fighters, they're all chasing this belt, you know? It's like God. Imagine if you were to chase the divine like that, don't you think there'd be more higher frequency beings on the planet? I mean, they'll just die for this belt. I got the championship belt. And then what? After a short time, they're like, okay, that wore off. I need to get the next belt. Oh, I'm going to double champ. Yeah, I'm going to get the next. Boom, they got the double champ. Oh, now I'm good. Then what? That wears off too. So now you have people trying to be triple champ. And you can apply that across the board. It's like never enough, never enough. The pleasure always fades. It always fades. The productivity of whatever you're doing always goes down after a while. You can't work as hard as you can, you know, like when you were in your teens or 20s compared to then when you're 50 or 60 or 70. You can't put the same effort in anymore. Like the body, you're looking in the mirror and you're like, damn, I go to the gym, I eat healthy, but like, oh no, you know, it's like this body's falling apart. Law of decay, this is what it is. Your energy, life force is reducing. After your prime, it's reducing, you're dying, basically. Therefore, we have to find that which doesn't die. The smart people, the people who are more sensitive, who at some point this world will just depress them after a while. That's good. If the world depresses you, that means you're higher level. If you can still be like baited into like chasing this, chase that, just sit, make a list of things, just think, use your fantasize a little bit. Imagine, like what gets me off, man? What gets the dopamine flowing? If I think about a certain scenario or having something or attaining something, what gives you a little hit? I remember when I was young, going to the amusement park to ride roller coasters. I lived in Michigan, so we would go to Cedar Point and Kings Island. Some of you know. And man, my dad would tell me we're going the next day. I hardly could even sleep at night. I was just full on, man. That got the dopamine going. And then after, I don't know, at 20s or 30, I'm like, okay. Well, I mean, that excitement wore off as a teenager, but what I was gonna say about being 20 or 30, I'm like, I'm starting to get dizzy now. Wore off. Then the next big thing that was really cool is I met one of my soul connected beings. I was like 23, and that was great. That was super great. I was like walking off the ground and I couldn't stop touching her. We just had to touch all the time somehow, right? Getting that nice transmission of, she was getting male energy, I was getting female energy, and we just felt super full and whole. That was great. That ended. And it took me like a year to get over that. And then the next thing was that really got me going. I mean, there have been many things in between. Oh, driving sport bikes. There's been, you know, there's some main things and then there's a bunch of little things, but I'm talking about the main things. Save time. Sport bikes. I used to ride the CBR and GSXR and R1 and just sport bikes, man. And then we rented them, me and my Indian friend. We went to Thailand. I'm lucky I didn't get us killed. we'd rent these big sport bikes, and then we'd be driving on the road with a bunch of little scooters. Everybody's driving like 100cc scooters. We're on like 1000cc sport bikes. Yeah, check this. And I'd pop up, I'd do the wheelie when we go past the bar girls standing outside the bar trying to get their victim. I'd like pop up and they'd say, wow. So that was fun, but then that got dangerous. Then all of a sudden it's like, I can't keep doing this, man. We're gonna get killed. He was trying to tell me that for a long time, but I'm like, maybe one more time we can do it. And so that wore off. Now when I think about that, I like get scared, man. I'm like, what the hell was I doing? And then I can say the last thing was plant medicine. When I found plant medicine, I remember I did mushrooms for the first time. I was like already 38 years old or something. Super clean system, a lot of fasting, a lot of inner work, a lot of meditation. I was like primed, I was ready. I didn't mean to wait till then, it was just the way God worked it out. I remember I did mushrooms in Thailand. I'm like, this is the antidote. I found the elixir, everybody. It balanced and synchronized things in me and released chemistry from glands that I normally didn't have access to on a level, man, that just blew me away. I'm like, this is the best. And from there, I went to Peru and then did ayahuasca. And then from there, I went to Ecuador and continued to do like San Pedro cactus and ayahuasca. And we would do them in groups with the shaman and enjoy like connecting, all that. And then what? Got tired of it. It's like that current from the plant medicine it was like disrupting the nervous system. It was too much. Strong stuff, man. Even I was more of a microdoser, but still, if you do something long enough, that kind of strong chemistry, it can start to wear on you. So that was done. That finished. And that's when then I mentioned before, I made this video, have you outgrown this planet yet? That's when it came to me. I'm like, I'm done, man. I'm done now. No, sorry. Well, as far as dopamine hits go, although I did get a little dopamine hit from the next thing I'm going to say at the beginning. The last bit of karma was starting this YouTube channel and sharing this, what I'm sharing. I had known I was going to have to do this for a long time, but I kept postponing it because I didn't want to get involved. I didn't want to be in the spiritual mafia because once I got in, I knew you can't just disappear. You have to keep going. I didn't want that commitment or responsibility yet. So when I finished that, when I made my first video on YouTube, I had that feeling. I'm like, I did it, I'm done. That's when I said I was done. It's like I completed my karmic package, you know? And then from there, it feels like, so the culmination of all that, seeing through this material world, tasting enough experiences here to see that they all fade. There's just nothing here that actually can give any not even close to any kind of permanent inner contentment or satisfaction. Once I saw that, I lived it. And then once I completed what I'm supposed to do on the planet, which seems to be sharing some of the things I share. Once all that's why I say it can take, man, over 40 years to really, really be emptied out, or at least aware of what you came here to work on, what your lessons were, what you came here to do. There's so many things hiding in the causal body that we're not even aware of. It takes certain life situations to bring that out. You can't just meditate and go in and say, okay, and know everything and dismantle certain karma that's in you just by your willpower. That's why I say a lot of this non-dual awakenings are nonsense. You get a 20-year-old saying like, I'm awake, like it's just not how it works. So once I felt a very strong sense of completion, then it just came to me, I'm like, it really felt like how I outgrew high school. You know, you do your time at high school, it's time to go. You don't want to stay in high school forever. You don't hate high school, you might have thoroughly enjoyed it, but like, okay, it's time to move on. And that's how I started feeling. And people would call and say, oh, you want to do this, you want to do that? I said, no, I'm good. I need a real reason to go do something. If we go somewhere, that's cool, but then let's do what we're doing right now, which is discussing, talking on this higher level. I'll do that. You want to go to a nude beach? Yeah, let's go, man. But let's have satsang there. I don't care about nothing else. You want to change the scenery and go there? Yeah, whatever. Get a suntan, okay. You want to go to the park? Yeah, let's go and have satsang. You want to go to a 12-step convention? Yeah, okay, let's go. But we're going to have satsang. Whereas before, it was about some external stimulus. I was going for that. Oh, if I go here, what am I going to see? What's going to happen? Who am I going to meet? All that got dissolved. And everything got very single focused now. It's like, so some may say, what's the point then? Right, the mind says this because you say this when you lack actual experience. The mind will start speculating about things it doesn't know about. It'll say, well, what, that would suck. Nothing in the world gets you going anymore, like you're just bored. The mind imagines that to be boring or something. Number one, it's not a choice when you come into that state. Everybody's gonna come into it, by the way. You can't escape it. Everything gets boring after a while. It's a question of time. When you come into that is contingent upon your level of consciousness and how many lives you've already lived and how long you've been doing this thing over and over and over again. But when you come into this realization that this world out here, you outgrow it, you see through it all, and you're doing your dharma, so to speak, so that's not eating at you anymore. So somebody said, well, what do you do then? Yeah, you just do what you do. You just flow. It's almost like when you see through all this, it's like, to use an analogy, it's like the fan's turning, you switch the fan off, the power's cut now. Power cut meaning you're no longer deluded by Maya anymore. Not so deep. Let's not get complacent, stay humble. You can always get deluded if we retain some kind of individual sense of self, but you come out of it because your deeper spiritual tendencies are stronger now than the delusion's more superficial now. So once you turn the switch off on the ceiling fan, it's the same. It's like the power gets cut to this delusion. Something's changed. You see through it. It's like you used to believe in Santa Claus, you know, and then at some point you realize, oh yeah, it doesn't really exist. It's the same thing. You can appreciate Santa Claus, it's cool. Maybe you dress up like Santa Claus and climb down the chimney and put presents for your children. You know, you can appreciate the whole thing, but like you don't take it so serious anymore. That's what it's like. And so then you just flow. Once you cut the power to the ceiling fan, it don't just stop. It has to, it has to do its thing. It has to go through its process. So that's what it's like. That's what it's like when you see through the things in this world and you recognize it's basically all a delusion in the sense that it's always changing, it's not permanent, it's a hollow. You do the rest of your time. And you're in a much more peaceful state. This is what the mind doesn't understand unless it experiences it. You're in a much more peaceful state than when you were back thinking all this was real. Because when you were thinking all this was real, it's like you're riding this emotional roller coaster. You get the hit and you go up, yeah, I got the UFC belt, and then you go down. Damn, people are talking shit about me online now. They're supposed to be praising me, and oh, I got another belt. Oh, everybody's talking good. Yeah, that's just an example I'm giving. This world, when you're identified with it and you believe in all these delusions and that desires and things are going to make you happy by fulfilling them, getting the new car and getting the house and the relationship, when you believe in all that stuff, it's like this. Once you see through it all, you still can do it. You still do what you do, but you're more chill now. It's more like this a little bit, you know. You got to feel it. There has to be some friction, otherwise you'll just dematerialize. The pure self. Yeah. If you're really the pure self, you wouldn't be here saying you're the pure self anymore. The pure self, while it's in individual form, needs to keep a little delusion, like some provisional delusion, so that it can continue the game. You see how complex this game is? It's like amazing. You can never figure this out. Loads might come to you. You may speak spontaneous, and it may appear that like you know something, but it's the divine that knows everything, and it may choose to express that through a certain individual, or it may not. You might just, it doesn't mean that, like, see, guys think this stuff. I was telling my friend, a girl, most guys want self-realization so that then they can go teach self-realization because the male ego. It doesn't mean if you reach some high degree state of consciousness that you have to become a teacher or do it. No, it's up to the divine what you do. You might not do anything. There's Babas out in the Himalayas who sit in caves and they just emanate vibrations. They don't want nothing to do with the public. It's not in them. It's just not in them. They could care less. There's others who maybe they make some clay sculptures or something or paintings that emanate some divine vibrations. Others, maybe they get on a platform. But I think most of the time, the real authentic teachers, they don't want to be involved in such karmic, worldly theater, you know. There's a lot of tagalongs that come with that. I remember Papaji was saying he never wanted to start an ashram. He didn't want to be involved with all the politics that go along with that. And that was 100 years ago. Imagine now, what a mess, man. I like doing what I do. I shoot the video in the woods, and that's what we do here. You know? Yeah. Because when you see through these things, you no longer, this ambition, man's gone. In fact, you like to be more reclusive. Because you don't want so many different frequencies and energies and misinterpretations coming at you. I mean, you don't care if you're in that situation, okay, but you're not like looking for it. Not trying to set yourself up to be in a situation where you get a lot of praise and imagining, justifying, saying, no, I'm trying to help the people. You can't help most people. Those of you who have some real knowledge and you're trying to share this, you know, you can't help most people. And most people don't want your help. They just want to get out of pain so then they can like continue to do their egoic behavior and not be in pain. That's what they want. But they don't know that's what they want. But if you're high enough, you know that's what they want, and so therefore it's not time. You can't really help them, and you tell them, you know, it's not time. All right, I don't know what we're gonna call this video, but I'm gonna post it. I'll see you.